Guys, we need to talk because the most heartbreaking event, I did not expect to be experiencing heartbreak like this in 2026, but here we are on another episode of The World Does Not Disappoint and Being Disappointing. Before I get into this, earlier I recorded some videos that are honestly bangers. You should check those out. Talking about the mega pastors and Brian Houston sending, as in the pastor from Hillsong, the head, or the ex-head pastor, ex-founder, whatever, and how he accidentally was, allegedly was hacked and sent adult content onto Twitter, retweeted it. So that was fun, and a whole bunch of stuff. And also this whole scandal of how allegedly the Mormon business, Bricks and Minifigs, and the police in Utah are working together to hide that $200,000 of Lego was being stolen from an old man. Guys, it's been interesting, and also why I think people are attracted to the evil mega pastors. So yeah, it's been interesting today at the winning team. I recommend you go and check it out. Now, what I need to talk about in this smile is about to go away because the unthinkable has happened. And you know, this means something to me because this is the third time I'm now making a video on this. And both my previous videos, I haven't uploaded them. I recorded one yesterday. I recorded one the day before on the same topic. I need you guys to hear me out. This is one of those, no one really cares about this the way I do, but I need some people to I need to talk to my people. So I need somebody to understand that this is heartbreaking. KSI is leaving the sidemen. Guys, when I tell you, I've been through the week of hell. I started out, it was the hottest weekend of the year. We're in a heat wave for a whole week, weekend to weekend. Are you kidding me? So I'm already miserable. Coming off my period. It's May. I was born last month. Another thing that's the worst event in history. Right? We had the England versus France creator game, which you guys already know what I was upset about that. Then Arsenal won the Champions League, which I was sad for them because I feel like the French played like they did in the creator game, where they were just... I don't want to get into it because I don't want to get into it. But I don't know. For me, as you guys know, I love sports, I love games, and I just feel like there's a certain way you do and don't do certain things. What is going on with this thing? Hold on. Okay. I think it's fine. There's a certain way you do and don't do certain things. It's just not good gamesmanship. Sportsmanship. Why am I saying gamesmanship like there isn't already a word? Sorry guys, you will see me in a second. I was going to pause it while I was walking through this dark little section, but it wouldn't let me pause. Anyway, so yeah, it's not good sportsmanship. It's like how I say to you guys, if ever I play win at anything, I want everything to be as fair as possible. I don't want to cheat. I don't want anything, because it's not a win to me if I bribe someone, or if I get special treatment, or if I cheat, or nah. I don't want the sympathy vote. It's no longer a win. But anyway, so to top off that whole week, on Sunday the 31st of May, while I was so looking forward to the Sidemen Sunday, thinking, this is going to get me through. This is the only thing that gets me through the week. You know? I see a video, KSI is leaving the Sidemen. And I was like, I don't need this emotional roller coaster right now. I don't need it. Because already, what was I going to say? I had already had feelings that things were going to change because all the boys are settling down now, right? Everyone's getting married and having kids. So now they're going to have to focus on their family. And it's just So I knew the days were numbered, and this is why this year's charity match the one that was actually good, I was so happy about, because I was like, I have to soak up everything about this. This could be the last one for all I know. And lo and behold, I just had a feeling, because I'm like, I'm happy for them. They've worked so hard and they've done everything for everyone for so long. Like, they've been entertainers and they've put up with a lot. They really do deserve to just take their money and go and focus on like their loved ones. So I'm happy for them. I'm just sad for myself. But yeah, that's what JJ was saying. He was like, he wants to spend more time with his family, with his girlfriend, and because you could tell. Anyways, this is what I'm saying. I could tell. I'm not one of the people who just watches them and just like laughs and like, me. I investigate everything, so I know all the little details. I pay attention to every little thing, and you could tell that he was having fun, like to a point. He was having fun to a point, like always reaching another goal. But then you could tell as well that as they all started to kind of get more serious and all this, he was kind of feeling you could tell he was feeling a little bit left out. I feel like that's where he got to, because the rest of them, they do have a lot more balance in their lives. I will say that. And their achievements now are quite different, or the things that they're proud of. So there's that. But I'm heartbroken because this is why I want to talk about it. The sidemen are like my safety blanket, because they're the ones who make me believe that it's possible to have a team of people that you can win together with, who can like stay focused on the mission, be adults, be mature, be reliable, and actually see something through to success, and not open doors to like the kingdom of darkness to come and derail what you're doing. So that's what I want to talk about in this video. So like, for example, one of the things being, they all split the decision, they split the company, they each have 1/7. They each own everything sidemen, 1 exact 7th each, which I just think is fantastic. Because in other groups, or in other types of groups, people would be like, well, for this reason, I think I should have a higher percentage, because for that reason, I have a higher percentage, because I feel like they literally are the depiction of an actual winning team. Like, that is what it is. That's what it is about them for me. Because, they each have 1/7. And the wisdom behind that, even though, some people might say, okay, I should have had more in the beginning but no, you know why? Because if they each have 1/7, that means they're each all accountable to carry their weight, and they all are carrying the same amount of weight, which I just think is beautiful as a model. And a lot of other groups, or even like creator groups, have failed over the years because they didn't follow that model. And a lot of things fail, again, because when ego and stuff gets in the room and people feel entitled, or like, I know more, or I've been in this game longer. So, when you start having people like that, that's why I've always respected them for their humility above all else. That they're just very humble guys with their decisions that they make. The agreement is everybody has a vote, majority vote wins. And because there's 4 of them, there's always going to be a majority vote. Again, genius. So these are the things I'm thinking about now once he's left. How are they going to settle this now that there's 6 of them, right? And again, in a lot of groups, people wouldn't be that mature. People would be upset they didn't get their way and blah, blah, blah. And then take it to heart and start sabotaging the group. Because this is the thing, guys. The thing about them, and the thing about all this stuff I talk about, is we got to remember that, and we're dealing with other humans and we're dealing with ourselves. People don't know how they're going to react in certain situations. And where a lot of people, let me shorten this. I don't want to have to work in a team where I'm going to have to deal with people's undealt with issues that are going to ruin the group dynamics. So, for example, if, I don't know, like they're all single, they're all different guys, right? They all rose in fame and whatever in different ways and at different times into different amounts. So obviously KSI was the first one to become a millionaire, and then I think it was Vicstar. They weren't all automatically like millionaires. Harry was one who had been a lot more popular than some of the others at the very beginning. Like, they kind of had to just like support each other no matter who kind of took off first and whatever, and be able to still be around each other and be understanding towards each other and like work together and keep things healthy. A lot of people couldn't handle that. A lot of people be like, you know, it's not fair that you did this and I did that. Because I'm saying, this is why I say I do think pride ruins actually everything. And just lack of intrinsic validation, like being content within yourself. Because then you start looking at things. Because I mean, again, even now, they're always so happy for each other. Whenever any of them reaches like a goal, there's never like, oh, this person got this and they didn't deserve it. Or I feel like, you know, because a lot of people are like that. A lot of people are, or they see you growing up and they're like, they want to drag you back down. Or you just have messy people in the group who, like, for example, his brother is a perfect example of somebody that would have ruined a group like that. Because when the last time because yes, it's known that they infamously in 2017, maybe not infamous to you guys, but it is to me, even though I wasn't even knowing them then, had a breakup as well where KSI left. And he's one. He reminds me of exactly why it's good to have good people in your life that can be honest with you. Because that's the other thing. A lot of people won't be honest because they'll be scared to like lose the friendship or lose the this. And I've had people tell me that when I found myself in a dangerous or bad situation and they knew better. And then I'm like, so you knew I was walking into that? And then I'm like, so yeah, so why don't you tell me? Oh, because I was scared like to lose you out of my life. It's like, so you would rather have seen me go into destruction or cause my own destruction than tell me the truth. Then you don't love me. Like, it's as simple as that for me. It's as simple as that. Like, if you can't tell me the truth, and this is one of my biggest things, if you can't tell the truth in a group situation, yeah, then it's going to cause problems. And sometimes it's not always the problems you think. So, for example, a simple one could be, let's say the first sidemen, I'm just trying to think of random things. The first sidemen, I don't know, sponsorship happens to be, I don't know, for a motorbike brand, right? This is so random. And then one of them decides, they all get asked, oh, we've got this crazy deal. This is going to be so good. We have to do this. We have to do this. Do you guys all have your motorbikes license? Like, we have to have one. And then like all 6 of them are like, yeah, yeah. And then they all 7 of them say it. Then they show up on the shoot day and they don't have the license. It's like, well, why were you saying you did? Oh, because I didn't want us to lose the opportunity and I thought we could just do it without. This is how loser people think and people that ruin the group situation. Or like I was saying about his brother, when they had the breakup, now it was kind of messy. It was kind of messy. But what they did is they kind of turned it into content, because then they all made diss tracks about each other. And they were really funny to listen to it, but they were really savage, I will say, which again, I'm like, a lot of people can't handle a bit of friction, a bit of tension, and like people would say people like them are just lucky to be famous, but it's like also the reason why they were it was so iconic to some of us is because we don't see people going in like that on each other as friends and just then being like, yeah, we're still mates, we all made up. Like, it was so cool to see. Like, other people would hold a grudge, they would take themselves too seriously, the group would split into sides, because they didn't even really split into sides, they kind of just all made a diss track, and then they all did this, and then KSI was getting a bit in his head because it was like his first time going to America, and he was all hanging out with the American YouTubers, and he was getting too big for his boots, which is why being in the sidemen was good for him, because they would always tell him the truth. Like, whereas people in the world would just ridicule him and just be like, oh, this idiot, and like this whatever, his friends would actually go out of their way to actually like sit him down and not just ridicule him, but be like, dude, yeah, the ego's getting too far. It's getting too far. We need to pipe down. And then they would all joke about stuff as friends again. So like, this is what I mean. Like, the way they function as a team, the way they all take on their responsibilities, they're all happy to do the part they're doing. Like Josh, for example, he's the one who basically is like, he kind of heads up the main channel, and he makes some of the most incredible videos. He doesn't really get any credit, but he doesn't really seem to care too much. He's happy. Like, that's what I mean. He's so cute. But it's like, he's happy. He's like the big brother. He's happy to see his little brothers getting their moment and having their shine. He's also heavily anxious, which is quite funny, considering what he does with his friends on the TV, on the YouTube. But like, he's so humble, and you'll see him literally. Sorry, I'm just looking at stuff in the freeing, and yeah, he heads up the main channel. His videos are like literally some of the best videos, just like cinematic 3-hour videos and all this. But he doesn't mind seeing his other brothers win, you know what I mean? And taking a bit of a backseat. Simon again, the humility, him and KSI started out together, and KSI was more at the forefront. Simon was just videoing for him a lot of the time, just videoing for him. And again, a lot of people would be like, oh my gosh, you're getting successful now and you're not this, rather than just focusing on the task at hand. Whatever they were doing was working, they capitalized on it. And then obviously KSI supported his friend as well when it was his friend was starting to have his moment, because that's how that works. This is what I'm saying when I say that people don't understand how winning works. And I get annoyed by that, because I'm like, even just how they accept each other for who they are. Like, Harry is known to be to have just saying and do wild things, but everybody accepts it because it's just who he is. It's just how he acts, and it's kind of funny, and that's what makes him him, and that's what makes him interesting, rather than trying to airbrush everything, or trying to get him to change who he is, or caring so much about how the views are going to be, or whatever we do. Oh, I have to get these. Are you kidding me? Ain't no way. Ain't no way. 1 second. Oh, I can't even do the 1 second because I can't even pause the thing. Like, they never really tried to force him to change because of the business and the business. Like, everything was always about their friendship and them just working together and everybody pulling their weight. They all have a designated number of... This is why I understand why he's leaving. I think a lot of people are like, why can't he just stay? Why can't he just stay and like drop back? Because they all have a responsibility in the thing. Like, they each have how many videos they're in charge of every month on the main channel, on the more sidemen, on Sidemen Plus. They've got their whole platform, Side Plus, which is basically like their own Netflix, right? Where they also have their podcast on there. They do all these shows on there, and this is every week as well. And it's like, there's a lot of responsibility, and the only reason it works, and this is the key thing I'm trying to get across, is because everybody pulls their weight. Everybody's reliable, everybody's sacrificing, making the necessary sacrifices. And so I understand him when he says, a lot of people don't get it, are not getting it, but I get it where he's coming from when he's saying, it wouldn't be fair for me to be there when I know I can't be doing, it wouldn't be right to the boys. Other people would be happy. They'd be like, oh, you should just be happy for me. You should just be happy for me and what I'm doing in my life, and not make me feel bad and just do the extra work. No, you shouldn't. We all need to pull our weight. We all need to do the part that we need to do. And if you're not able to do that, that's okay. But you need to be honest and be respectful, because that's what I'm saying. A lot of people would not care to be respectful of the rest of the group's time, or would just feel like, oh, well, because I feel justified because of whatever. That's my problem. This is where my problems come from. So that's why I'm just like, oh, as much as I completely understand the situation, it's also entirely heartbreaking for me, because I'm like, oh, not another one, not again. And also because they were like the one thing that was giving me hope that people can actually stay the course, win together, keep the right spirit, do it over a long period of time, like, and just stay there and keep pushing and keep growing and be reliable, even when things are not easy, even when things are tough. Not just drop people like a hot potato because it was not going how you thought it was going to go, or how you wanted, because that's also what a lot of people do, where it's like, oh, I wanted this done in this way, or because you're going through this right now, I'm going to have to, drop you like a hot potato. It was all fun being friends and whatever when we were all succeeding together, but you seem to be going through a hard season, so let's kick you to the curb. Like, they've all had their seasons, and also, and this is a big one for me, they all support what each other's doing. Like, they're all supporting what each other's doing in everything. Like, they all go to, Vicstar has DJ shows. They all fly to Tomorrowland to go and see what he's doing. Simon is able to pull off a charity event for his charity. And he finds out at the last minute, like 30 of his friends are showing up. Everything KSI does, his friends are there at his boxing, his Misfits fights in suits. They're all like showing up for each other. without any excuses. They're all wearing each other's brands. And again, another smart thing they do, they don't have sponsorships. Like they this is what I'm saying. They represent what I believe in. Owning everything yourself, working with the team, pulling your weight, and that's all you need to do. Right? And if you keep the love at the heart of it, like the love for each other at the heart of it, you're gonna succeed. But most people, I feel like, fumble when you start to get successful, and fumble when you start to have things, because now you're like, oh, I don't want to lose anything. I don't want to. And then people don't care about the relationships anymore. That's why I think some people can't separate the idea of them as friends and them in a group. They are friends. So him leaving the group of the sidemen, that's him understanding. Now, it might affect their friendship at this stage, because now they got to get into conversations like, what's going to happen with his 1/7 if he's not putting in the work? Should he still get the 1/7? But he helped build it. Who's going to take on his responsibilities? This is what I'm saying about the team thing, where I'm like, it's really, I don't think people understand. We're really good as humans, like wanting to be entitled to everything, but we're not very good at thinking considerately about how our actions are affecting others. And that's a big issue that I have. I really have no plan of what I'm getting in here. So what do I need to do? So yeah, as I was saying, yeah, they all carry their weight, like they're reliable. Because this is what I'm saying to you guys about how I don't want to do anything. Yeah, I'm so bored and sick and tired of being in group situations of any flavor, if you will, and everybody involved cannot just make it, stick to what they're supposed to be contributing, and make it across the finish line. I'm so bored of it. Like, I'm so bored of that. So this is why I'm like, God, don't sign me up. Like, people don't call me, don't think of me, don't remember me, don't want to work with me, don't want to be around me, if when it comes down to it, you can't see things through to the end. You can't see these things through to the end, because that is what ruins things. That is, because like I say to you guys all the time, the power, the success isn't in me or anyone succeeding today or showing up today. It's in showing up tomorrow, and it's in showing up the day after, and showing up the day after, right? And it's not because you're showing up because you feel motivated every day. It's not because you're showing up because you agree with everything or you agree with every decision. It's because you understand what you've agreed to, and you're holding up your end of the team. And this is what I just don't believe. This is what makes me love watching them so much, because I'm just like, wow, like, this is so hard to achieve with other human beings, especially 7 people. Bearing in mind, they're all quite different people. Like, if you think about it as well, you've got flipping Harry's from Guernsey. He grew up on an island outside of, like, on the side of England, you know, and he's from Guernsey, and that's where he grew up with his family in a very kind of outdoorsy, you know. Simon and KSI grew up near each other. They went to the same school, but obviously Simon, and they went to a private school, by the way, because KSI's parents, again, worked 3 jobs. And again, this is something I've noticed in life. A lot of people be like, oh, I wish I could send my child to this. I wish I could do this for my kid. But I've met the people doing this. So whenever I've met the private school kids, those private school parents are always working as if 24 hours is like 48. They can make 48 hours out of 24. So when I hear other people like, oh, I'd love to do this, but I don't have the time. I'd love to do this, but this. I'm like, some people just don't give themselves some people, there is no excuse as far as they're concerned. It's like, they find the time. They're like, I don't have the time. What does that mean? Time needs to be found. I'm finding time because my child needs to be here, and I respect that energy heavily. So I'm like, I'm like, damn, you know? So it's all these little things anyway, where I'm just like, there's so many reasons. And again, KSI growing up in an African household, but then you also have Victor, who's Indian, and having to balance. He's still got all of his really high grades, whilst also streaming and making videos 3 times a day, playing all this stuff at the beginning. Like, these guys are working hard, and all the while not being taken very seriously by a lot of people. This is why I have so much respect. Like, so who's going to be respectable for me to watch now if everything comes crumbling down? Like, who's going to, like, be out there? Because now, seemingly it's over. And I'm just like, oh, this is so sad, because we really had something good going. We really did. Okay, I know what I'm going to get now. And I just need to just buy the stuff and I need to just go. Because this is just like, it's like, what are you actually doing here, sister? What are you actually doing here? Okay. Hold on. Guys, hardest decision of the day. Which deli meats do I want? Because I want to get all of them, but I'm just one girl. I'm just a girl. I'm just one girl. Oh my gosh, I should get anchovies. They have the best anchovies in here. Hold up. Watch them. They're going to be about £50,000. Lord help us all. Lord help us all. Anyway, what else do I actually need here? All right, I think that's it. Yeah, so I don't know. It's just stuff you just don't see. It's just stuff you don't see. I'm looking at them, and there's like, they just love each other for who they are. They're just acceptance. There's just diversity. I mean, they've done so many like silly videos of just doing silly things. Like, for example, Toby doesn't drink alcohol. A lot of the boys do drink. A lot of their videos have been drinking videos. And they've all just respected that. They respected that along the way. And that's to do with his Christian beliefs as well. So they're very respectful of that. But he still gets to be a part of the group. He still hangs out with them. They don't like pressurize him or anything. You know, it's just so wholesome and just lovely over there. And I'm just like, I fear in my heart, I think, that the opportunities for those things to exist, like, it's almost like, to me, this signifies that the opportunities for these types of things to exist is like dying now, because I just don't see these things existing anymore. Like, I just don't see it existing. I just feel like they were like the anomaly that existed, that was there for a time. And the reason why they were there and they were the anomaly is because they didn't take themselves too seriously. They didn't really think what they were doing was going anywhere. They were making videos at the beginning, not because people were making money, but for the love of the game and for the love of each other. And I feel like for the love of the game and the love of each other is where you get success. That's the whole point. And no one seems to understand that. Well, the security's walking around more than usual. I wonder if the people are thieving more these days. That's another thing that annoys me, you know, how the supermarkets and stuff are doing things like, now in here, you have to scan your barcode on your receipt, like when you leave and stuff like that. And it's like, and they're putting in all these CCTVs, all this, they've got cameras on the checkouts. It's like, how about drop your prices? Like, not everybody, like, this is one thing I hate about society, that people assume a lot of people who do a lot of things, they're just trying to be like a nuisance to society or like whatever. But a lot of people are doing things because they feel like that's their only option. And they really feel that way. And if you've never really suffered certain things in life, first of all, acknowledge your privilege. I acknowledge my privilege in a lot of things. And second of all, don't go around judging other people, because you don't know what they're going through and you don't know why they're doing it. Because I'm like, I don't think a lot of people are just stealing out of the heck of it. Some people are. I think a lot of people genuinely don't have the money. They don't have the money. They don't have money. Everybody's broke. Everybody's broke. But anyway, you guys get the gist. I may come back for a part 2. I may not. But I just feel like we finally had something, and like now it's gone. And why? Why did it have to go? Why did it have to go? And again, like I said, it could be a joke. It could all be a joke. But anyways, I'm going to focus on actually getting out of here and getting everything I need to get. And then I shall, if I need to reconvene and come back, I will. I love how I'm acting like I don't have places to be as well. But anyway, I'm going to skedaddle. I think it's time to skedaddle, guys. Anyways, you guys, the last game is play to win. See what I mean? I'm saying that, but it's like, are we really playing to win though? Can we, like, they tick the box on so many things about being like the perfect team, that it's just like, I just don't see it happening with other people and in a lot of other spaces and in a lot of other ways. I just don't, respectfully. Anyways, I am actually going to go now. Flags are going to play to win. God bless you all. God loves you. I love you. And look out for a part 2, because it's probably going to be one. See you in my next one. Bye.